So it's Wednesday and we want to see what's happening in the market today. Angelica, can you tell me what's going on with the real estate market?
Yeah, so last week I attended our office meeting at Keller San Diego Metro. We talked about the 5-year history of what's happening in San Diego County. And what we found was quite interesting. I think what is very important to understand what's happening in the market today is that we're at an all-time low when it comes to houses on the market. Now, what that means for sellers right now in today's day and age is that you have less competition. With less competition, more demand or more advantages do you have as a seller because you're not competing against with the guy next door. Right. What this also means for buyers is that it's probably really competitive out there. Now, I think what needs to happen as a real estate professional and in my own personal experience helping my clients is look for the properties that have been sitting on the market for 100+ days. I think that's very important for a buyer to know because if you're a first-time home buyer and you're really looking to get a deal in this market, you've got to look strategically so that way I, as your real estate professional, can go in there and negotiate aggressively.
And looking at a property that's been sitting in the market for a long time doesn't necessarily mean that the property is falling apart. In fact, our client that we're closing very soon on, the property was sitting in the market for what, 300 and it's like 50, I don't know, it was like over a year, right?
Yeah.
And it's a newer property and it's a beautiful property. There's very little wrong with it. And so you came in with him and you made the right offer because you have to have a plan, right? And you had the right plan, you made the right offer. You got him 3% back to cover his closing costs. And so there's sweet deals out there, even in this market with low inventory, but you have to hire the right person because I hear horror stories. I was in the market looking for 6 months and we made offers and we got beat. It's a reality when there's low inventory. But I can talk from experience of working with you and working with our clients, how many times you put people into escrow within a month, right? So why don't you tell us more about how you do that? Because that's important. What is your strategy? How do you work that so that people watching this video can actually see how you provide a different level of service that will help them get into escrow?
There's a process in buying a house, especially for your very first time. Mm-hmm. I think preparation and planning are key when it comes to helping take care of someone's livelihood into a new home. So the first number one step is I always set an appointment to meet with them and have a belly-to-belly conversation with you as the loan officer or mortgage broker who is going to give them the financial diagnosis and really have an idea of what we're working with. We always talk about this business is relationship over transactions. And it's very important for me as a real estate professional to help my clients feel that when they walk into our office. So when we sit down, we take a look at what exactly their budget is and we find out what the criteria is that they're looking for. Then we move on to the next step in actually narrowing down their search. I think that's very key because working with a mortgage expert like yourself, it helps us look underneath the sheets because by narrowing down our search on homes that they've favorited through the MLS or through our system, we're able to take a look at what their principal, interest, taxes, and insurance is going to look like, plus HOA or Mello-Roos, depending on the year that it was built. Now, that's important because it sets us up for when we go out to the field. And when I say go out to the field, I'm talking about looking at properties on the weekend or in the evenings if they're working, depending on their timeline on how quickly their lease is going to expire. I think what's important before going to shop is how much am I going to afford? what am I looking to get into? What's very important to me, like my deal breakers, and what is our strategy behind the scenes? What is my advocate real estate professional going to do to negotiate the best deal for me?
Yeah, preparation before going and looking at homes is number one. And we do that. We want to make sure our clients are well prepared and educated, and they have that comfort of knowing that when they are making a decision, they feel really good about it.
And then moving forward from feeling good about it is when they fall in love. They fall in love with the property and they're like, you know what, Angelica, this is the one that I want to move forward with. Then that's when we do all of the heavy lifting moving forward. So I think, for most people, it's very difficult for them to understand what it looks like purchasing a house. But working with professionals like us, they don't even need to think that far. So I think they just need to give us a shot, sit down with us, and check it out for themselves.
Yep, I agree.